Welcome to Meet the Candidates 2015, a voter education program brought to you by the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. My name is Angie Whitcomb, and I'm joined today by Tony Bonsante, who is running for the school board. Tony, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Angela.
I would love to give you an opportunity to give myself and the audience a bit of history on you. Who are you? Why are you running for school board?
Sure. My name's Tony Bonsante, like you said. I've been on the Shakopee School Board in the past. It was about 4 years ago. I've been in Shakopee for about 24 years. Originally from Crosby-Ironton, Minnesota. Also served on the school board in Crosby-Ironton for 2 years. Recently moved back to Shakopee for my son to make sure he graduated. Recently got married. I have 2 more kids in the district. That's a sophomore and a 5th grader. So I have I'm very concerned about the Shakopee School District because of my kids, because of other kids within the district. We have over 8,000 kids within this district. It's a very growing, prosperous school district. We have a lot of changes that are going to happen that are on the horizon. We just approved a $110 million bond referendum for improvements to the existing high school. And just to preface, I was on the board when we approved a second high school to go in front of the community. I am not afraid to admit that was a mistake. At the time we were told we did not have the existing room at the high school to add on. I'm glad the community voted it down, and now we're still only one high school with one community. We will have opportunity for the kids. We will have sports. We're going to build a new sports complex. I think the football field will remain where it's at because we're going to put some money into that field, so that'll be great. But I'm excited to be back in Shakopee. I'm excited to run for school board again because I'm passionate about the kids. When I tell voters why vote for me, it's because the only thing I care about are the kids. If it doesn't benefit the 8,000 children in the district, I won't vote yes or no. You know, the parents, yes, they're the driving force behind our taxes, obviously. The janitors are there, the teachers, but ultimately, the kids are the future of this country, and if we're not getting them ready, not just college readiness, but after high school readiness, can you change a tire? You know, you could be a straight A student, but can you get out and change a tire? Probably not. You know, so sorry,
That's all right. This is great.
Long-winded.
So Tony, in your opinion and in your view, what is the most pressing issue facing the district in the next year? And if you get elected to the school board, how will you work to address it?
We have, in my opinion, we have a couple issues, but the biggest issue, I think, is just getting these kids ready for after high school, whether it's college, whether it's vocational institute, or whether it's a junior college. Getting these kids ready. In my opinion, do they need trigonometry? Probably not, but it's out there for some of our other kids that want it, that are going to excel in that field, to be out there. Do I think some of these necessary requirements should be there? No. You know, I think there's requirements that we need for after high school readiness, whether it's college, like I said, VOTEC, or a 4-year degree. Because we have doctors and lawyers out there that want to get to that degree, and granted, that's an 8-10 year program. You know,
So Tony, if you are elected back to the school board, what are 3 concrete actions you would support or take action on that would help enhance and support the health of the business community?
Well, as far as the business community is concerned, that's what we have our Shakopee City Council for. That's what we have our taxpayers for and our voters for. As far as enhancing the business community from the school, we do have a program for existing students within the district to go out and get jobs. It's a partnership with the city, Shakopee City Council, to do interns. I think that's a great program. To enhance it, I think what we need to do is look at how these kids can excel in the existing environment and what we need to do to get them ready for the future environment. Whether it's our growing community, we have 38,000 people in this community, and it's growing. Our housing development's back. Everything's moving south, obviously. You can't move much farther north. But Shakopee's growing on the southern part, and as you can tell, our attendance is growing through the student enrollment. And in fact, over the past 3 years that I've been gone, we've hired more administration within the district. Now we have a vice, or not a vice, but a assistant superintendent to help Rod. But as far as the business community is concerned, I think right now we have brought a lot of businesses back into Shakopee, which helps lower our tax base, which helps our kids. You know, and I think the people in the district have to realize that and help. I mean, every parent needs to be a parent. Don't depend on the school district to teach your kid. It's a cooperative effort between our parents and our teachers. Our teachers do a great job. I mean, I have acquaintances who are teachers. In fact, I graduated with a couple. They do fabulous work. Doesn't always reflect the test scores. Is that the teacher's fault? Not all the time. Sometimes it is. I mean, in my opinion, we have some lazy teachers. You know, they just go with the flow. You know, go out there, get after what you want our kids to be. And same with our parents. You know, same with our business community.
Sure.
Our business community needs to do the same thing. You know.
Yeah.
So, hope that answered your question.
It did. My next question you sort of addressed in the first question in your intro, but I'm going to ask it again to isolate it. When you are serving on a school board, whose interests should matter the most when you're making a decision?
That's an easy question. It's the kids. There's over 8,000 kids in this district. Our teachers do a great job, like I said, but when I look at a vote, I ask myself the question every time, how does it benefit our kids? Is it going to benefit our kids? If it's not, I will not vote for it. But I won't just vote based on my thoughts, because when you're an elected official, you are a true representation of the constituents that put you in. Go ask your community. Go ask your parents. Go ask your students. I mean, some of these kids that are in senior high, they're old enough to vote. You know, 18-year-olds are old enough to vote. And if they have a birthday in September or October, you know, they can vote. Ask them their opinions, because they count, they matter. My biggest concern are the kids. I don't care if it benefits the teachers. I don't care if it benefits the janitors. I don't care if it benefits the parents. Okay? We don't send our kids to school to be babysat. It's not a daycare.
No.
It's to gain knowledge, gain power, gain the information that you need to be a successful adult after high school.
Yeah.
And if we can't do that, I won't vote for it. It's plain and simple.
So this is going to be an interesting question to ask you, because you've been here and left and come back. If someone were to come to you and say, Tony, I'm thinking about moving my family to Shakopee or my business to Shakopee, what would you say to them to convince them that that was the right move?
Oh, I'd convince them. I love Shakopee. This is my home. I was born and raised up north in Crosby, Barrington, Minnesota. That's where I was born and raised, but this is my home. I've got two wonderful children that graduated through Shakopee High School. We are a growing community. Not only our city is growing, but our district, our school district is growing. Our residential housing development is growing. We have great people in this community. We have variety of different cultures within this community as well. That strengthens our maturity levels, I think. And we have a lot to offer as far as different things to do. We have Valley Fair, we have the Renaissance Festival, we have Mystic Lake, we have Canterbury Park. We have a lot of things to offer within the business community, as well as a great school, and it'll only get better. I can promise you that I will do whatever it takes to make this district a better district with graduation rates, with after high school readiness, and our parents. We have a strong core group of parents that are very involved within this district. In fact, I think over the past 10 years, we've only voted no on a bond referendum once or twice, you know.
So Tony, my last question is an easy one for you. I'd like you to share with our viewers at home why you think you're the best candidate for this job.
I'm the best candidate because I come from a blue-collar background, I have common sense, and I don't have any hidden agendas. I don't vote because the superintendent wants it. I don't vote because the other board members want it. I vote because that's what the students want, that's what the community says is right, and that's what I believe is the best decision for the future of these kids after high school. And if people don't understand that, they shouldn't be voting. So.
Well, Tony, thank you for coming into the Chamber and sharing some of your time and your opinions with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And thanks for watching this edition of Meet the Candidates 2015. For all of the information on the upcoming elections, please visit the Chamber site at shakopee.org.